give the heroes of ICE and Border Patrol, and that's what they are, they're heroes, what they have to go through to keep us safe, the support and resources they need to defend our borders, protect our homeland, and to keep America safe.
President Trump ending months-long DHS funding fight, signing a $70 billion bill to fund ICE and Border Patrol through 2029. The record package passing with 0 votes from House Democrats.
But the far left doubling down, smearing immigration officials. One Democratic congressman slamming the bill, posting, quote, they chose to hand $70 billion to agencies operating without any guardrails while terrorizing and brutalizing our communities. I voted hell no.
DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin joins us now to react. Good morning to you.
Morning. How you all doing?
We're doing well. So now ICE is funded through the end of Donald Trump's reign.
And, you know, this is President Trump's vision. He understood exactly what the Democrats' play is. Unfortunately, sometimes Republicans were not always looking 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the road like the Democrats do. Because of President Trump's vision through OB3 and then seeing their hand here by trying to defund CBP, which is our Custom Border Protection, and ICE, which is our Immigration Custom Enforcement arm, what President Trump said is, let's just fund this, take this off the table, rather than continue being shut down, which, by the way, we're shut down for over 100 days. We have individuals that haven't been paid in those agencies since February. And because of President Trump's vision, him leaning forward into the Senate, making sure that we're just going to take this off the table and not allow the Democrats to play games with our homeland anymore, not allow them to play games with our agencies anymore, and say we're going to fund it for 3 years. And then the Democrats obviously is going to come out and say that they're a rogue agency, but yet all we're doing simply is enforcing the laws that Congress passed.
And they're doing their little antics in front of your ICE facilities, and they have teams that are being paid to interrupt ICE. In New York in particular, they're saying zero cooperation. Even with criminals in the jails, zero cooperation. So how do you plan on overcoming that?
Well, Brian, we have two things happening. One, we know that this is Antifa is part of this rioting. It's not protesting. This is rioting. Yep. When they disperse, what we see is there's a tremendous amount of gear left. I mean gear. We're not talking about bottles of water. We're talking about masks. We're talking about gas masks, gauze, medical supplies. Why do you need medical supplies? Where helmets, weapons like little bats and stuff that they have stockpiled in these tents, and then they would leave. They just leave this tremendous amount of trash, and our EROs go out there and clean it up. And so what we're doing is we're saying, listen, either we need cooperation with local law enforcement, or we're going to have to pull assets from other areas. Right now, what's happening in New Jersey, for example, we have the governor there and the mayor there that are saying that, hey, listen, we don't have the resources. And when they tell us they don't have the resources, we have to go get the resources to keep our employees safe coming in and out of work, plus the detainees safe coming in and out of the detention center. And all we're doing is we're going after the worst of the worst. And we have Democrats that are more interested in protecting illegals and criminals, because remember, 70% of every illegal we arrest has either pending felony charges or have already had felony charges. So we're not talking about just your grandmas on the side of the streets that are working at a bakery. We're talking about true criminals. 70% of them are true criminals that we're taking off the streets. And Democrats and this left movement is protesting that because they want open borders and they're for criminals running rock in our sanctuary cities.
You know, Secretary, you got these two court clerks. You know, it used to be an honor to be a clerk for the court, but they're accused of taking these migrants out the back door.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in this case in Utah?
Well, we're going to charge those. If you're harboring and abetting a criminal, we have zero tolerance for you. Zero. You don't get to pick and choose which laws you're going to enforce, just like we don't pick and choose which laws we're going to enforce. And when you're doing this, when you're harboring and abetting a criminal, when you're violently assaulting one of our buildings, vehicles, or personnel, you're verbally assaulting, we have taken a zero tolerance approach. We will arrest you, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. People need to understand that President Trump wasn't just making a campaign speech when he says he's going to restore law and order to our streets and make our streets safe again. We have the enforcement arm in DHS. We have the officers that are willing and wanting to do their job, but our biggest hindrance are these left Democrat politicians that are for defunding the police, and that's got to stop.
So we have heard the president the Vice President, Pete Hegseth, they have recently criticized Europe's handling of migration and immigration. And Europe is now facing a reckoning of its own because the EU has finally agreed to these new stricter laws regarding migration and asylum amid all of these UK protests. What's your reaction?
Well, President Trump's not going to allow that to happen on his watch. At DHS, we're not going to allow that to happen with this administration. We are leaning forward on this. We're going after these criminal gangs. We're going after the cartels, and we're also going after the funding stream because of our cooperation with DOJ, Kash Patel, the FBI. We are, and by the way, Scott Bessett with Treasury. We are moving together as a unified force, tracking the money, tracking the social media posts that are a lot of times from foreign actors, and we're going after the paid protesters. And when we're going after the paid protesters, by the way, we're going after the people that fund those paid protesters because I think they can be held liable for it, and so does Todd Blanche. And so we're going after the whole network.
When I watch Belfast, how they're standing up because their leaders have let them down in their own streets, trying to take their country back. They want to label them as racist or xenophobic. Right. All they want to be is Irish. They want Ireland back. And that is what we've been saying for the longest time. So when you see their fight in the streets, and I've never been to Northern Ireland, I see a lot of the same fights here as they almost beheaded a guy for being Irish by another guy that came from another country, from Sudan, who felt as though they haven't beheaded someone lately, so he thought he'd start then.
Well, sometimes what you're seeing in Northern Ireland is they feel like, and this is just my opinion, they feel like that maybe the administration and their politicians doesn't have their back. The American people know that President Trump and this administration has their back. We're pushing against them. The Biden administration is the ones that caused this problem on our streets. We're fighting every single day to clean this mess up. We're chasing the criminals down. We're getting the worst of the worst, and we're going after them with the best of the best. Our employees and law enforcement and DHS literally emphasize the best of the best. Keep in mind, they've been shut down 4 times over the last year by these radical Democrats. President Trump now has finally funded them for 3 years because of his vision in that, and they were willing to do their job for free just because they're going after the criminals because they believe in what America can be. And listen, we're not anti-immigrants. We want you to come here and believe in our system, believe in our law and order, and want to add to what America values can bring to your lives if you choose to embrace it. If you want to bring your country that you ran from and bring that type of activity to America, you're not welcome here, and we're going to send you back.
Not going to happen. Meanwhile, Mr. Secretary, tell us about the World Cup. It's going to kick off today. This is a major security undertaking. It's your first big test.
104
thank
games.
you for telling me that. Yeah, so
No
appreciate
pressure.
that. Yeah, so we have 78 Super Bowls, if you can imagine it, 78 Super Bowls in 38 days, starting today in Mexico City, tomorrow in LA. It is remarkable, the undertaking that we're having. DHS runs the lead on all this. We have 13 games in Mexico, 13 games in Canada, 78 games here in the U.S. We have 11 cities, host cities that we're working at. I plan on sleeping July 20th because July 19th is our last game.
Right.
Plus, we have Freedom 250 on the middle of that. So President Trump has really filled my plate here.
Did you say 78 games here in these? Okay.
78 Super Bowls in 38 days.
Right.
We will have crowds bigger than the Super Bowl. We have 250 million people that watch the Super Bowl. We'll have 1.4 billion watch the FIFA games.
Because it is such a big international audience, do you think we're safe if our audience, if people watching want to go to a game but they're a little worried about security?
Yeah, listen, we have really leaned in. I'll tell you, all of our host cities have really cooperated. Even sanctuary cities have cooperated with us. We have the games are going to be very secure. You know, you have the issue with what we call the soft area, which is before you get into the security ring, that we're very concerned about. But we are flexing in those areas, meaning that we have local law enforcement that's going to be out. We have state police that's going to be out and about. But we feel like we're as safe as we can possibly be, but we can't control the lone wolf. But we feel like because of our presence, we're in really good shape.
All right, lastly, you have a big press conference today.
Yes.
You want to unveil something, but give us an idea of what you're going to be saying?
Well, I can't talk about it completely, but Brian, what I can tell you is the Biden administration ushered in the worst child human trafficking really rings in the world's history, and we are going after that. And so stay tuned. We're going live, I think, at 9 o'clock with Bobby Kennedy and Todd Blanche and myself talking about the cohesiveness of our agencies that we're going after and trying to find these kids.
And I got to apologize to you. I thought you had 3 names.
Right.
I didn't know it's just one long name and then a last name.
That's it.
You've always been Markwayne? I always thought
always been Markwayne, named after 2 uncles that were fighting over me being named over them. So my mom said just name him one name, Markwayne, and no middle name.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was right. Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary. And it's very important today. In 25 minutes, he's got a big announcement.
Yep, we'll be watching.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.